Whirling right over my shoulder here, what's being called a superstorm tonight.
Unless, of course, there was some sort of cataclysmic superstorm to cover.
They're calling it Frankenstorm.
Taking a beating there in North Carolina. Matt Gutman, our thanks to you tonight. Why, we asked tonight, is everyone calling this a superstorm, and where is the track right now?
We need to be able to control the weather to do that.
Easy as pie.
Top secret CIA Weather Control Division, Dick speaking.
I mean pizza store!
Oh, it's you, Stan. What kind of favor?
Storm of the century with our very own Memphis storm front.
Greg, we are witnessing a once-in-a-lifetime weather event unleashing multiple funnel clouds.
Wacky weather. We have 100-year storms that are now the quote, new norm. Here's the question. Is there a connection between global warming and Hurricane Sandy? There is a connection.
By the way, great to be back on the air with you, Memphis. What have you been up to lately?
Well, I finally caught Step Up All In on cable this weekend.
These are my stars.
So why is this a superstorm? What's combining here to create such a massive system?
It's a really good question because people just don't understand that term, but it's kind of easier to show you. So here's what we did, David. We took a couple of things, we put it in a 3D graphic, and here's why, or here are the elements that make this storm a superstorm.
With the Channel 3 Doppler 12,000 AccuClimate Weather Plus forecast.
We got more record heat moving in.
I didn't set out to destroy the world, Mulder. People did.
Can't justify your actions.
We have just had the hottest year on record on planet Earth. I didn't do that. I'm not responsible for the 40% loss of bird life or the decimation of the megafauna.
Just murder all the people.
As the week-long beat wave continues. Beat wave? What's a beat wave? As the heat wave, continues.
Weather on steroids. It's going to be increased by global warming. Global warming is driving hurricanes. So therefore, global warming is responsible for the increasing frequency of bad hurricanes.
So you plotted your end game.
I just changed the timetable. Everyone still dies in the end.
We did all of this. Francine got you on the air, and I abused my CIA powers to make that superstorm.
You made this storm? Lives were destroyed.
But Greg's life was fixed.
This hybrid storm, which then became the hurricane from hell. We could be seeing a new way of life.
They can control the weather.
Westward, and then it's going to get caught up in this cold air, and that's why we're talking about there could be some factors with this storm that you might not normally see as a hurricane makes landfall. And
you don't need another monster hurricane to
Can we
ravage.
prepare for them?
They're calling it Frankenstorm.
He's threatening you, Monica. The ultimate weapon. The ability to depopulate the planet. To kill everyone but the chosen.
What are you offering?
A seat at the big table. It would be a shame without you.
You're safe. You're one of the chosen elite. We're both protected, Dana. That's what he was offering me. But what about everybody else? Everyone else is happening.
We could start the world anew, Fox. You appear a little feverish. The plague? Avian flu? A nasty strain of rhinovirus? It's not too late, Fox.
Hospitals being overrun and temporary shelters filling up. But the reality is all too clear. It is a collapse. The mainstream media failing to cover the story, failing to see the writing on the wall as anthrax outbreaks give way to an epidemic of flu and bacterial diseases.
Last weather segment, this is inevitably military or something going on.
By a release of aluminum into the atmosphere through chemtrails. A systematic spreading of a substance that triggers a genetic response. Cases in New York, California, across the country. While right here in Washington, immunity to common germs is breaking down and flooding our city hospitals.
from bad to worse out there.
There's nothing to be done for those people, not yet anyway.
The Center for Disease Control confirms massive contagions. They're at a loss to contain them. I'm going to call the WHO next.
I need...
I'm sorry when I'm gone. I'll miss you dearly. You've made my life truly worth living.
We are getting our first reports of deaths, soldiers from anthrax, and the elderly, all succumbing to infections because of immune systems that have been depleted or disappeared. Launched by someone bent on a biological attack on America.
This is something that the military actually let out of their aircraft a couple hours ago.
Reports in from Europe. Our advice is to stay indoors. My crew here is suffering, but we will attempt to stay on as long as there is still hope of a turnaround.
Obviously, just an experiment here over the Fort Myers area as they release some of the... And none of this is rain. This is all man-made material. And no known harm to any humans, but nonetheless, just wanted to show you that on the radar picture. And if nothing else, it's actually a great thing that the military has that as an option. Sure, we have technology that can erase all of that man-made material and show you only the rain.
Top secret CIA Weather Control Division, Dick speaking.
I mean pizza store!
Oh, it's you, Stan. What kind of favor?
By a release of aluminum into the atmosphere through chemtrails. A systematic spreading of a substance that triggers a genetic response. Cases in New York, California, across the country. While right here in Washington, immunity to common germs is breaking down and flooding our city hospitals.
They can control the weather.